From downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Another bowl game loss for the Cougs this afternoon as they fell to Fresno State at the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. They end the season with their worst offensive outing to date. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Emily Bloom. Our sports director Julian Minnesone and Alex Crescenti will have the highlights from LA in just a little bit. But with just 8 days away from Christmas, we're going to turn to meteorologist Matt Gray with a first look at the forecast. And Matt, we've been watching the forecast go through a lot of changes the past few days, and you say there's more.
Yes, there is more. We're starting to trend a little bit colder now with the forecast for the upcoming week. But at least for the next 24 hours, not a whole lot of changes as we will end up with another cloudy and foggy night tonight. And some snow is on the way for Sunday. In fact, you can see it kind of appearing on the radar up there north in BC as we get our evening started. And so as that sags down through the inland northwest, through the day Sunday and even into potentially the wee hours of Monday morning, we will end up with some light snowfall accumulations. And so you can see areas in the purple. That does include Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, much of the Palouse, and then all the way up through the Idaho Panhandle to the Canada border. A winter weather advisory, so we could run into some wintry driving conditions as that snow continues to stack up here. Now, not expecting a whole lot to happen through the overnight and in the morning. It is going to be later in the day that we are going to see those changes begin, starting with the snow, and then I told you, we are trending a whole lot colder, including much higher odds for sub-zero weather. So we've got a lot to talk about in my forecast. That's coming up soon.
Thanks, Matt. Back in 1990, a piece of machine accidentally fell into Lake Coeur d'Alene while the Idaho Department of Transportation was working on I-90. That stayed in the lake for over 30 years, and back in 2000, it began leaking oil into the lake. Now, that's happening again. Our Bronte Sorotsky shows us the state of the lake and what is being done to clean it all up.
Behind me, you can see what are called booms, and they're set up to stop the spread of an oil spill here at Higgins Point.
It was a pretty big deal, the way I remember it.
Some in Coeur d'Alene still remember the accident in vivid detail.
The way I remember it, there was a lot of rain, and the ground washed out, and these huge, I think there was 2, maybe 3 D9 cats that washed into the lake.
Almost 32 years ago, the Idaho Transportation Department was working on construction on I-90 when some of their equipment fell into the lake. The equipment is still there, and sometimes oil starts to leak out. That's starting to happen again, so ITD is using what they call booms to section off that part of the lake and prevent any further contamination.
I'm glad they are, because now that we know that it's starting to leak, that wouldn't be a good thing for the fish or anything. So I'm glad they're on it now and working on getting it out. I'm just glad that they're finally got this sectioned off and they're getting it cleaned out and getting ready to get it out of there. So.
Now ITD is working with the State Department of Quality to capture and contain this leak. The Idaho Department of Transportation says in the meantime, they're going to keep the booms here until they can add solution to the water. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
And at long last, the Thor Freya exit off I-90 in East Spokane is open. Drivers are rejoicing. The city of Spokane shut down the exit last March to rebuild the Thor Freya corridor. The nearly $9 million project isn't quite completed, but most lanes are open. Thor Place between Sprague and 2nd is still 1 lane for snow removal, but that should be opened up by Tuesday. And students at U of I are preparing to head home for a winter break while a killer is still on the loose. The Moscow Police Department says it's giving some of its officers time off for the holidays, but they say that won't impact the investigation.
We have investigators all across the nation. We have investigators all across the state with the state police and the FBI. So we'll adapt to that and we'll continue to do our investigation.
Detectives say they finished searching through all the security footage from critical cameras taken before and after the murders take place, and they still have hours and hours worth of digital content to search through. If you have information or tips, pictures, and videos, you are urged to email them to tipline@ci.moscow.id.us or you can call the number that you're seeing on your screen right now. That is 208-883-7180. And an arrest warrant has been issued for the couple who drove their adopted daughter's body across the country to South Dakota in a U-Haul. Alexander Kermorev and Mandy Miller drove Miller's adopted 8-year-old daughter's body in a coffin to South Dakota. The warrant lists the crimes of unlawful imprisonment, first-degree criminal mistreatment, and second-degree murder. Police say the couple contacted the coroner's office about the girl's body and had not reported the death in the state of Washington. Kermorev told police that the 8-year-old died a little before Halloween, while Miller told police her daughter died in September. The couple told police they did not seek medical attention for the girl because the couple wanted to spend more time with her and they were afraid they would get in trouble. Tonight, the couple are being held in South Dakota and will be extradited back to Washington. And an 18-year-old woman accused of the kidnapping and murder of a man in downtown Spokane is being held on a $1 million bond. Laren Parker is charged with first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. The body of Andy Hernandez was discovered on a dirt trail in Peaceful Valley in late October. According to court documents, he was kidnapped from a gas station on Division Street and driven to the location off Pacific Avenue. 2 other people, Randy Sloan and John Bergen, are also being held on a $1 million bond in connection with Hernandez's murder. And a Spokane man and his health care business are now being investigated for fraud and organized crime. The state attorney general claims Paul Means and his business, Abilia Healthcare, falsely billed Medicaid more than $5 million from 2017 to November of 2020. Court documents say that every claim Means and his employees made during that time period contained at least one fraudulent assertion, including fake diagnoses for patients and for billing for psychotherapy that never occurred. And around the nation, 2 Chicago teens died following a shooting outside of their high school. 2 other students were also hurt. It happened outside of Benedict Juarez Community Academy. A 15-year-old and a 14-year-old boy were both shot in the head and later died from their injuries. Investigators tell us 2 other 15-year-olds, a girl and a boy, were also injured in the shooting but are expected to be okay.
I came to this way and I saw 2 kids on the floor. I feel sick, I feel angry because there are things that should not be happen in the school.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said in a post on Twitter, quote, "My heart goes out to the family and friends of those who lost their lives today." He went on to say, quote, "We must put an end to these unspeakable tragedies and rid the community of gun violence." And downtown Spokane is busy tonight with some last-minute shoppers as Super Saturday is coming to an end, but you can still score on some last-minute deals. And another Coug loss in their 3rd straight bowl game coming up. Julian Minnesota and Alex Crescenti have the recap. And a man who was rescued from an avalanche in Utah tells his story.
And at least on the surface, not a whole lot of changes for your forecast tomorrow. Temperatures very similar to what we've seen recently, although we will have that snow working through the region. It is once we get into Monday and beyond that things are going to change in a big way. One that will probably have you reaching for an extra layer or 3. Coming up, a cold first alert forecast.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Culligan Water.
This Christmas, treat yourself to a new Toyota from Findlay and take advantage of year-end specials on your favorite Toyotas. Plus, delay payments for up to 90 days, making it a great time to check off your wish list for that perfect gift from Findlay.
Try getting deals this big down the chimney during the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, purchase any Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 gift. Or check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $279.99. Shop our Doctor's Choice Original lineup starting at only $664.99. And score 2 Doctor's Choice pillows for just $69.99. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping right to your door. 'Tis the season to settle in for silent nights. Happy holidays from Denver Mattress.
A caring nurse who needed some care of his own.
I feel like I'm giving people their lives back again.
That's the upside to Robert's job. The downside?
I'm on my feet all the time.
Robert tried to deal with the pain on his own.
And I would roll tennis balls under my feet, frozen water bottles.
Nothing worked until he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
Now that I'm pain free, I can make these people feel better.
Can't beat that. Get your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Last week, I stepped in a bear trap. I should really get rid of it, but I'll make do. Just like I make do without home internet. Besides, my phone gets the job done. Sometimes. It's not that bad.
It is that bad. Don't settle. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years, with a free streaming box included.
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Croatia is celebrating tonight. The team beat Morocco 2-1 in the third-place playoff. An exciting game, and that's also a historic win for Morocco as it became the first African nation to reach the World Cup semifinals. And Washington State football season has come to an end. The Cougars were defeated by the Fresno State Bulldogs 29-6 in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. Julian Minnesota and Alex Crescenti join us from SoFi Stadium to break down what went wrong for the Cougars.
Well, the Washington State Cougars end the season with a tough loss here at the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl at the hands of Fresno State. And Alex, all the adversity that this team had to overcome, it probably came to a head in this one tonight.
Really caught up to them. We were wondering how would losing both offensive and defensive coordinators would impact the Cougars, as well as more than a dozen guys out with transfer portal, injuries, you name it. It just caught up to them. It was too much over a healthy Fresno team that was motivated, that wanted to come in here and win this game and prove that they can hang with the Pac-12, and that's just what they did. And this was the worst Cougars performance that we've seen all season, and they were in the Pac-12. That was maybe the best conference the Pac-12 has had in more than a decade.
Yeah, 6 teams there in the top 25, and obviously Washington State was a part of the well-represented bowl season for the Pac-12, but like Alex mentioned, too much to overcome. It's the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. There's Jimmy Kimmel and the crew before the game, and it was Fresno State who got the scoring started. Jake Haener finds Zane Pope wide open, walks into the end zone, 7-0 Bulldogs. Washington State's defense was good, but had no answer for Jordan Mims. 210 yards for Mims. Walks into the end zone, 14-0 Bulldogs there in the second quarter. The Cougars offense also couldn't get anything going. Cameron Ward is backed into his own end zone, and that's a safety. 16-0 Fresno State leads at halftime. Fresno State kept the foot on the gas as Washington State falls 29-6. And one of the big things that came away from Washington State's post-game press conference, head coach Jake Dicker doesn't want them to hang their heads on this game specifically. He wants them to take this whole season as a learning tool moving forward.
Yeah, they certainly had a lot of adversity going through this season, just coming up a bit short in a lot of these games. They were highly competitive almost in every single one of their losses. Like we said, just how deep the Pac-12 is, but he wants his team to hang their heads high. They want to build around Cam Ward and Brennan Jackson on the defense there and maybe have a little momentum going into the offseason, knowing that they're more likely than not going to be there in 2023.
Wanting to be at Washington State is going to be really important. Okay, it's going to be big time, right? Because these guys need consistency. right? And I'm excited about being here for the long term and building it around two core pieces of it that are to my left and to my right now. Leaders that have put the stake in the ground and are excited about what we're building in the future. So it's recruiting, it's staff. I mean, it's everything as we continue to go and grow in our program.
So Washington State football ends the season at 7-6 overall, but a lot of work to do for the Cougars, and it starts with National Signing Day on Wednesday, Alex.
That's right. You still got to fill out that 2023 class. Had a couple decommitments over the past week. They're going to have a tough time maybe finding a quarterback within this class, some other pieces, wide receiver, linebackers, just a lot of holes to fill within this 2023 roster to make it competitive once again in the Pac-12. Also have to go find an offensive and defensive coordinator over the next month. Jake Dicker did say that he's hoping to have those filled by sometime in January. So just a lot of work. He's close to getting that well-deserved break. We know that college football is a 365-day job. It never really stops. But this team should be proud. They got here, another successful season, getting to another bowl game. Cougar seasons weren't always like this, so it's a lot to be proud of. But until then, we put a cap on 2022.
Yeah, football season is long, but it continues because it's 365 for us as well with, like we mentioned, coverage of National Signing Day. We'll have that here on 4 News Now on Wednesday. We'll also have more reaction over the coming days from the Los Angeles Bowl here, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. But for now, reporting in Los Angeles, Julian Minnesone, that's Alex Crescenti for News Now Sports.
And it now appears that by this time next week, we will be more than ready for some warmer weather. Meteorologist Matt Gray has a big update to the forecast.
Yeah, probably some LA weather would feel pretty nice, I think. Yeah, really, even after this week, it's been that wet cold that's been sitting over us all the time. We've had all that fog out in the West Plains. It's just been definitely we've been feeling the midwinter blues, at least I have a little bit for this week. We are going to be getting much colder than this over the next few days. I know, but hey, look, we'll get through it. So here's what's going on right now. Temperatures in the 20s around the inland northwest, still in that low clouds and fog pattern, but take a look just off to our east. Our friends over in central Montana, 1 below right down in Great Falls and 4 below in Cut Bank, that Arctic air. Basically nothing to stop it, no mountains or mountain valleys or anything. As you get into central and eastern Montana, it's going to take a little bit longer for that Arctic air to reach us, but we do believe at this time that it is going to get there. So for tonight, only getting down into the teens, that cold air still staying away. And for tomorrow, temperatures getting back up to right where they are right about now, in the 20s. It is after that chilly air begins to rush on in. So there is another lobe of this very cold air sitting far up to the north of the BC mountains. And as it comes down, this is Sunday morning, we'll start to see some of that cold air crossing, moving down the Okanagan River. We'll start to see that air slowly filter in as we head through the day, and by Monday morning, especially across the northern tier of our region, it is going to be quite cold. We'll be seeing single digits above and perhaps even below 0 in the morning, and that cold air just kind of hangs out there. We're getting some more clarity on how long that air and that Arctic front is going to be sticking around, and so that is kind of helping us narrow things down in the forecast at least a little bit. 4 things you got to know. Light snow for Sunday as that cold air pushes some moisture up. Arctic air, that's going to arrive Monday, as I just showed you. Sub-zero morning cold is in the forecast, unfortunately, and we have some snowy holiday travel we got to talk about as well. But first, let's start with the snow that we're going to be seeing on Sunday. So this is Sunday morning, light snow showers from Bonners Ferry all the way south to the Palouse. Across central Washington, things will be much drier, but in the afternoon, that's when, for places like Moses Lake, Ritzville, Spokane, down through the Washington side of the Palouse and into the LC Valley, that'll be our best chance for some snow showers and some light accumulations. Everything moves out by Monday morning, and so road crews will have plenty of time to get things a-okay for the Monday morning drive. So light snow shower pretty much any time of the day, but definitely more so in the afternoon and into the evening around the metro. You can see those temperatures not moving all that much. And so generally we're looking at kind of the 2, maybe 3 inch range around Coeur d'Alene, an inch or less around Spokane, up to an inch or 2 in Pullman, and further north in the Idaho Panhandle, getting in that 2, once again, 3 inch range. All right, this is what you want to talk about, right? The temperatures. So we've got sub-zero for Wednesday morning. Our coldest morning is going to be Thursday morning. It really looks like everything's going to line up to be for this to be the coldest morning in some time. And so because of a combination of the snow and a busy holiday travel time And because of these cold temperatures, we're thinking if this forecast holds out, we are going to put up some weather alert days for late in the weeks. That is certainly a possibility. Going to go over more about some of the uncertainties left in this forecast and more on that cold air coming up in the next half hour.
Thanks, Matt. Well, still to come, Super Saturday still has a few hours left, and we'll tell you how you can still make the most of those deals. And thousands of American tourists from Peru are trying to flee the country. We'll tell you why coming up. 4 News Now Special Edition will be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
We were scrambling to figure out what are we going to do. Got phone call from Numerica. We've got funding that we're sending your way.
Thank you so much for all your support. It actually means something greatly to us.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. Come in now and choose from a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order on select vehicles, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is arriving daily, so you can drive one home for the holidays. Custom order a 2023 Bronco Sport or F-150 and lock in 3.9% for 60. Only at your local Ford dealer.
This holiday season, Walker's Furniture and Drew Timme are teaming up with the help of KXLY to give some person or family in need the gift of a better night's sleep.
My favorite color is purple.
Just go to KXLY.com and nominate the person or family who could use a new mattress. And on December 21st, we'll announce the winner.
Thank you, KXLY, for helping Walker's Furniture and myself spread the word for this great cause. Together, we can make a difference.
Are you okay? Someone help. Hello?
Without 340B, hospitals and clinics could close. Tell your member of Congress to keep 340B working for our community.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Gather up your Christmas spirit for a very merry MeTV. Ho, ho, ho! We've gift-wrapped holiday surprises all season long. Go to MeTV.com to see the full Very Merry MeTV schedule.
And watch on MeTV 4.2.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
Even President Biden was doing some last-minute shopping at a men's clothing store in Delaware. Today is Super Saturday, and it's kicking this shopping season into high gear. It's the last weekend to get your Christmas shopping done, and while the majority of the deals were in stores today, you can still get some online gifts in time for Christmas. ABC's Deidre Bolton has some shopping strategies to make the most of the last few hours.
It's that time of year, the final scramble for last-minute holiday gifts, but with it comes some incredible last-minute deals.
For retailers, Super Saturday is that last chance to make sure that shoppers pick them to get the last of the gifts on their gift list. And so for shoppers, that means deals.
Super Saturday is considered one of the busiest shopping days of the year. This year, Christmas Eve falls on a Saturday, pushing Super Saturday back, giving shoppers 8 days for that final push.
That's great news for consumers. What we're seeing is that some of those shipping deadlines for online purchases actually run through Super Saturday. So while often Super Saturday is an in-store only thing, this year online shoppers can get in on the action.
Also called Panic Saturday. This year, shoppers are expected to turn out in record numbers, and the deals out there run the gamut.
So things like toys, games, holiday gift sets, holiday decor, those things are going to be the most on sale.
Really, no matter what you may need for under the tree, you're going to find discounts out there. I am seeing a lot of sales in small home appliances. And, the discounts are as deep as 40 to 50% off.
Those deep discounts from retailers like Target, Amazon, and Nordstrom, all attempting to unload their excess end-of-the-season inventory, some of it even left over from the supply chain issues as a result of the pandemic.
In addition to that last-minute push to get people to buy gifts, retailers are trying to offload some things that they might still be a little bit overstocked in.
For one small business, their busiest time of the year isn't so busy. Simply Northwest in Spokane Valley is a local business that sells everything from toys to candles to holiday cards. They also sell gift baskets that are made and packed in-house and contain locally produced cheeses, crackers, and wine. Last holiday season, supply chain issues emptied some of the shelves, but this year the owner says they're having a different problem.
This year we've got plenty of inventory. We're just not experiencing as many sales as we have the last couple of years.
She says due to inflation and its impacts on the economy, best-selling baskets that are usually sold out by the week before Christmas are still available. She's hoping this weekend is busy with Christmas shoppers. And despite Black Friday and early holiday deals, retail sales nationwide dropped according to a report from the Commerce Department. Although retailers are expecting an increase in holiday sales over last year because of how strong the labor market is, one economist worries what the end of 2022 could mean for 2023.
I have a high level of concern that at least a large number of consumers are going to enter 2023 with a holiday spending debt hangover.
His recommendation for the new year is to aim to save for emergencies and retirement and pay down debt. And downtown Spokane and the University District are once again connected on the Centennial Trail. The Dong Kardong Bridge closed last May, so the wood decking could be replaced with concrete. Now it has new ADA accessible platforms, new guardrails, and lighting. The city says it will hold the grand opening ceremony next spring when it's a little bit warmer. 4 News Now will be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
If you already know that a blend of tender, marbled Wagyu beef makes the best burger, good for you. Arby's Wagyu Steakhouse Burger is back. You beef genius? Arby's, we have the meat.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesars Sportsbook, the grill and bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. You're in for guaranteed Holly Jolly wins of free slot play, gift cards, or up to $1,000 cash. Play the Santa's Workshop kiosk game this December at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
It's a Christmas to remember at Dishman. Get great buys on Ram trucks and Jeeps or special markdowns on pre-owned SUVs and four-wheel drives.
But our best offer is a free big screen TV with every purchase. This week at Dishman.
Home is the best place to spend the holidays.
At My Fresh Basket, we go the extra mile to ensure the success of your holidays. From our helpful staff with great suggestions to the best prepared pre-made meals in the region. My Fresh Basket has got it all and more.
We're making it special for the holidays.
My Fresh Basket.
Imagine if information came with a nutrition label. Then you'd know if what you're consuming has the right mix of facts, sources, and context. But it's on us to make healthier choices about what to consume, share, and act on. Get Newslit Fit at newsliteracyweek.org.
Our family is all over the place sometimes, but ICCU helps us keep up with them. We use card control to turn on Olive's debit card when she needs to pay for activities.
And turn it off when she's shopping online.
We make sure Forrest is depositing his lawn mowing checks into his college fund. And we definitely make sure to ask Grandma Ivy where all those Zelle transfers come from. Phew, there's a lot of keeping up. Ready for a break?
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day. Oh, creamy ranch. Oh, melty Swiss. Oh, roasty beef. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Winterfest.
2 2 days after being suspended by Twitter, several journalists have now had their accounts reinstated by the social media platform. On Thursday, Twitter made the move to suspend certain accounts. It came after owner Elon Musk had falsely claimed some reporters had shared his exact real-time location. The controversy involved the reporting of a competing social media service that hosted a private jet tracking account following the location of Musk's plane. Critics called out Musk and his commitment to free speech. Musk followed up with a Twitter poll that asked users if he should unsuspend those accounts. 59% of responders voted for the restoration of the accounts now. Those restored accounts include CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan and New York Times' Ryan Mack and others. And tonight we're learning more about an incredible rescue in the Utah wilderness. A skier buried by an avalanche, lucky to be spotted and saved. Now thankful to be alive. ABC's Janae Norman reports.
This morning, a skier who survived an avalanche.
All of a sudden, this whole slope collapsed and there was just a wall of snow that was coming at me at, 40, 50 miles an hour.
35-year-old Travis Hausner buried in snow up to his chest for 45 minutes Wednesday. The avalanche, approximately 200 feet wide, slamming him into a tree while skiing Neff's Canyon in Utah.
So my first thought was, okay, it's over. That was my life, right?
Hausner shouting for help for nearly an hour, trying to dig himself out.
Started hearing what I thought was most likely an animal making noises.
An off-duty firefighter skiing with his dog heard the cries for help and called 911.
He was pinned against a tree. He was buried. He was wrapped around the tree with just his head and arms exposed.
Injury. A rescue team on a helicopter unable to reach Hausner. Search and rescuers arriving to dig him out, taking him down the mountain by snowmobile to a waiting ambulance.
I'm super grateful for all the people that got me out of there. But, I wouldn't be me if I didn't want to go out and ski again. So first thing I'll probably do once I heal up is go skiing.
A Spokane Regional Air Support Rescue Unit helped save a man trapped in an avalanche at Table Rock Mountain near Walla Walla. Yesterday, the 47-year-old cyclist was swept off his snow bike and down the hillside, breaking his leg near the hip. He was airlifted to Providence St. Mary Hospital in Walla Walla. The man received surgery and he is scheduled to be released from the hospital after a short observation period. And a sad development from California, a hugely popular mountain lion that roamed freely along the hills of Los Angeles was euthanized on Saturday. Workers with the state's Department of Fish and Wildlife captured the puma last Monday so it could undergo a complete health exam. Authorities say the animal, affectionately known as P22, was in bad shape when they found it. They suspect a car hit the mountain lion. P22 was suffering from a number of problems, including irreversible kidney disease.
He's been an incredibly interesting animal. We've really gotten a lot of really great information from him. He's persisted in the smallest home range that has ever been recorded for an adult male mountain lion, and just been, like I said, a really interesting animal. And the truth is, he'll be a part of our studies, forever be a part of an important part of our mountain lion studies. I'm sure we'll be looking at his data for years to come.
P22 had become a celebrity of sorts over the past decade and was once photographed beneath the famous Hollywood sign. P22 also symbolized an effort to save California's threatened puma population. And thousands of tourists are trapped in South America, including American citizens. The reason they can't leave Peru. And President Trump could be facing charges, the latest in the January 6th investigation. And a principal who has gone viral for playing a real-life elf on the shelf for her students. That story is ahead.
Well, looks like she's putting in a lot of effort. That'll be a fun one. So as we head through the day tomorrow, we are looking at a little bit of light snow around the region. It'll be just enough to slicken up the roads and, pull off the gas pedal just a little bit. We have a lot more as far as the weather goes, including some frigid cold temperatures, the downward trend that's only seems to be getting colder. Coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantage.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on 10 models.
Find the perfect gift for your wine lover at Latah Creek.
Stop in or shop online. We'll help you find your new favorite wine.
Come in to Latah Creek today. Sip, shop, ship most anywhere in the USA.
Cheers.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
Hey, thanks for working through the holidays.
Clara, Dad says you're working over Christmas.
Here you go, Mrs. Carson.
Let me pay you.
No, you're not going to pay me.
We are the helping hand.
Holly, happy holidays, Clara.
Thanks for everything you do, Clara.
We couldn't let you be alone for Christmas.
We purchased a tree.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
You were taking a live look out at Riverfront Park. Downtown packed earlier today with those last-minute shoppers. But with Christmas only 8 days away, meteorologist Matt Gray joins us in studio. And Matt, everyone's wondering, is it going to be a white Christmas?
Yeah, I think we can say that pretty safely with all the snow on the ground, even with potentially some warmer weather by the time we get to Christmas. It's not going to all melt off, so I think we're good to go there. We are going to add on to the snow a little bit for tomorrow, and that is going to be the story for the rest of the weekend. A little bit of light snow going to be moving through the inland northwest, mostly cloudy skies, light snow showers, especially as we get into the afternoon around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. So as we head through the night and into the morning, you can see some of the snow. It's already up here in BC, and it's going to gradually slide its way down through the inland northwest to progress across the region as we go through the day on Sunday and even into the early hours of Monday morning. So here is Sunday morning. You can see light to moderate snow, especially as you work your way towards Lookout Pass, the Silver Valley, and then up and down through the panhandle of Idaho. We get into the afternoon, and some of those showers are able to kind of get themselves going with the heat of the day, and they will end up hitting the snowiest portion of the day, the afternoon and the evening around Spokane, and then down through the Washington side of the Palouse. And then it all moves on by the time we get to Monday morning. So as of right now, not super concerned about road conditions for the start of the week. Now, what we are concerned about is this Arctic air that's coming in for Monday, because our odds for sub-zero morning cold, especially around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro, they have gone up a lot since we were talking on Friday. And maybe that trend may continue on for the rest of the weekend. So a lot for us to talk about, including more rounds of snow later this week as well, just in time for holiday travel coming up.
Thanks, Matt. Well, Providence Hospital is calling this the worst flu season since 2017. While COVID infections are now more manageable, hospitals are still running out of space to take care for patients. The flu and RSV are at their highest levels in years, which is straining resources. Caregivers are working extra shifts to keep up with all of the patients, and before 2017, Providence says you'd have to go back to 2009 to see illness numbers like this. Panhandle Health District is also tracking a spike in flu-related illnesses. The red line on this graph shows flu numbers this year. You can see it's much steeper than the purple and green lines from the last 2 years. The surge means hospitals have to change how they care for patients.
Our hospital is so busy that we've had to start caring for these young patients in parts of the hospital that traditionally have been used for adult patients.
Dr. Dan Getz is encouraging parents to be extra careful with holiday gatherings. He recommends you don't take newborns around new people and stay home if you're feeling sick. Get a flu shot and wash your hands often. And a crisis is stranding thousands of tourists, many of them U.S. citizens in South America. Transportation systems shut down in Peru due to protest over the nation's president being ousted. ABC's Lama Hassan has the latest.
This morning, chaos in Peru. Hundreds of American tourists trying to flee the country after the government declared a state of emergency. Violence erupting in the streets with the recent ouster and arrest of its former president Pedro Castillo. Protesters demanding his freedom and new elections. Flights and railways coming to a halt, forcing some tourists to make their way on foot.
Once I made it to the train station to head back to Cusco, they said everything was shut down due to the coup.
Miami firefighter Brian Vega vacationing in Machu Picchu, a top tourist destination. He's now trapped in the village with hundreds of others filming this line of tourists trying to flee by helicopter.
It's a line forming for a possible evacuation either tonight or tomorrow.
Like this family from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And we just really want to get back to our families.
Vega says the only way out is an 8-hour hike. With no timetable on an evacuation, he says the situation is deteriorating with supplies running low.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. You know, I have family back home. I have my wife and 2 children.
The State Department now issuing a level 3 travel advisory, urging citizens to reconsider traveling to Peru because of the crime and civil unrest. This warning is just one step down from a do not travel advisory.
Everything is literally going to shambles around us.
Yesenia Munoz, now in Cusco, has been in Peru on vacation since early December, watching the conflict escalate. She too desperate to get out.
We were at a restaurant and they're like, we have to turn off the lights and get away from the windows because there's looters. Like that's not normal. That's not okay.
Now, the demonstrators won early presidential elections, but Peru's Congress has rejected those demands, plunging the country into deeper political turmoil with international tourists caught in the middle. Meanwhile, flights are slowly starting to resume. Yesenia, who you saw in our piece there, well, she's booked a ticket for Sunday, but fears it could get cancelled. Lama Hassan, ABC News, London.
ABC has confirmed that the January 6th committee is considering referring former President Donald Trump to the Justice Department on at least 2 charges, including obstruction of an official proceeding and conspiracy to defraud the federal government. The chairman saying the committee will lay out its top-line findings in Monday's public meeting. They also plan to reveal who they think should be held accountable for the attack on the Capitol. And one principal in Indiana has gone viral on TikTok. For the past week, she's been an elf on the shelf for her elementary school students. Her story is coming up next.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
Bill's Heating and Air is now accepting applications for plumbers, electricians, HVAC professionals, and highly motivated people wanting a career in the heating and air conditioning business. Every new hire is trained in our one-of-a-kind training center, featuring instructors with decades of HVAC experience and a climate-controlled state-of-the-art lab where employees receive extensive hands-on training. Apply today, in person at 1007 North Boulder Court, Post Falls, Idaho, or call 208-777-5528.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. Come in now and choose from a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order on select vehicles, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is arriving daily, so you can drive one home for the holidays. Lock in 3.9% for 60 and get $1,000 bonus cash on a 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
I thought I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture. Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value. Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows. We'll also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one. Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now. Only at More Furniture for Less.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sculptured Gardens.
If you have some late evening plans, not much has changed over the past few days, and it's not going to tonight either. We are down to 19 right now at Fairchild Air Force Base. Most of us, though, in the low 20s around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene Metro. Low clouds and that pesky freezing fog on some of those higher benches continues to linger around. Don't expect a whole lot of changes tonight. Expect us to hover in that upper teens, low 20s area as we head through the night and into the early hours of the morning. So our lows about 19 for Coeur d'Alene and Spokane. A little bit cooler as you head further north, but overall not too much of a change, certainly compared to what we're seeing over in western Montana, where that Arctic air is already trundling on in. Now, as we go through the day, midday and later around Spokane and around Coeur d'Alene, we're going to be seeing some snow showers move through the area. Maybe even if we're lucky, we might see a little pinhole of sun coming through the clouds, but I'm not counting on that by any means. Temperatures will be up into the 20s for the afternoon. So once again, not a whole lot of changes. As far as the snow and how much snow we're going to see, we're thinking about anywhere between 2, maybe 3 inches at most Sunday into early Monday morning for the Coeur d'Alene area all the way north to Spirit Lake. If you get an inch or just a little bit over an inch, you will probably be on the higher end of things around Spokane County. And as you head further and further to the west, you'll end up with just more than a little bit of a dusting. You can see that, a dusting potential for Ritzville, Moses Lake, Omak in the Grand Coulee area. As you work your way down onto the Palouse, as we're getting into that kind of Monday, early Monday morning, late Sunday night. That's when we'll see that snowfall accumulation around Pullman, Moscow, north of the St. Mary's area. Silver Valley, you are going to get quite a bit of snow all the way up to Lookout Pass, so travel between 4th of July and Lookout is going to be a little bit rough tomorrow. Winter weather advisories in effect. Big deal, however, is not really the snow, it is the cold air. As we get into Sunday morning, some of that cold air trying to creep down through the Okanagan River and the Okanagan Highlands. As we get into Monday morning, there is some question about how far to the south this Arctic air is going to drag itself into Monday, and so there still is a little bit of a spread here, but at least at the very northern tier of our area, I'm expecting some sub-zero conditions. Either way, it is going to be quite cold. This white line here, kind of in between the spread of our computer models still, is kind of what we're going with. But you can see, compared to what we showed you yesterday, if you were watching last evening, the computer models overall have gone down. And so we're expecting that cold air to hang out more. And look at this. These are odds for sub-zero lows around Spokane. 30% Monday. And by Thursday, all the ingredients seem to be in place for the coldest temperatures we've had in a couple of years. And so we will have, well, it's going to be looking fairly frigid. And so we have the potential for a couple of alert days, weather alert days, where the weather's going to be bad enough that you want to pay attention because it's really going to be affecting what you're doing and what you're going to try and do. Sub-zero lows plus snow for holiday travel across the inland Northwest. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be the coldest and potentially the snowiest weather, because look what happens here. So we continue down, 1 below Wednesday morning, 6 below for Thursday morning. Our highs only in the single digits. Snow begins again for Thursday. We also have a chance for some snow around the region on Tuesday, but into Friday, into Christmas Eve as well, where we could see, even though it's lighter snowfall accumulations, what it looks like right now, those are going to stack up over time, and those will lead to slick roads and more heavier snow over the mountain passes, as a lot of us are heading to Grandma's house for Christmas Day. So a lot for us to keep track of in the forecast. We'll keep you updated through the rest of the weekend. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
There are many different ways that Numerica gives back. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially.
'Tis the season to get great gifts you can enjoy all year long from the pros at Snow's Auto, like remote car starts, $40 off. New tonneau covers for the truck, 20% off. WeatherTech floor mats marked down. Or crank up the sound with a brand new head unit and get a free set of coax speakers or a Cerwin Vega bass package for $299. It's time to buy the best gifts everyone wants this week at Snow's.
Hey, Dad, look.
Looks like the perfect spot.
American Family Insurance is here to protect your family on the road with a travel peace of mind package. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Home is the best place to spend the holidays.
At My Fresh Basket, we go the extra mile to ensure the success of your holidays. From our helpful staff with great suggestions to the best prepared pre-made meals in the region. My Fresh Basket has got it all and more.
We're making it special for the holidays.
My Fresh Basket.
The Christmas specials are rolling in this week to Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep with fantastic end-of-year buys on all Ram trucks and popular Jeep models, as well as big markdowns on all pre-owned SUVs and four-wheel drives.
But the best offer is with every vehicle sold, you'll get a free big screen TV with the purchase, making it the perfect time to visit our family-owned dealership at Dishman.
Dishman Dodge!
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Children at one Indiana elementary school got the chance to have plenty of fun with their principal this week, and it's her Christmas spirit that has put smiles on the faces of everyone in the school. Karen Campbell talked to the principal, who's gone viral for her real-life elf on the shelf.
At Southwestern Elementary School in Shelbyville, students watched as first-year principal Beth Hoeing
got plenty more.
Became a human ice cream cone.
Doesn't she look delicious?
Students won this tasty challenge after raising 5,000 cans of food.
So there was quite a fierce competition in second grade between our two classrooms and Mr. Robinson's class won.
Everybody give it up for Mrs. Hoeing.
It's one of the many things Mrs. Hoeing does for her students.
Tell me you have the coolest principal without telling me you have the coolest principal.
She is also Elf on the Shelf. This TikTok video has amassed nearly 8 million views.
I didn't realize it was going to get this big. There was one day this week where my hands were in the air and all of them high-fived me as I walked by. It was pretty exciting. Every day when they're walking out, they say to me, I can't wait to see what the elf is doing tomorrow.
She's even been taped to the wall.
We did not allot enough time for that particular one, and we're not able to put enough tape on me to hold me to the wall in time for arrival. So there are a couple of chairs underneath me, but that one was a lot of fun.
For Mrs. Hoeing, it's all about giving back to her students.
And for them to have something to look forward to each and every day when they come to school, and it's been something that's been very magical. It's all for the kids. As long as we're doing something for the kids and the kids are enjoying it, that's all that matters.
Inside the walls of Southwestern Elementary School.
British television personality Sharon Osbourne is undergoing treatment at a California hospital. Police say she suffered a medical emergency Friday at a historic hotel in Santa Paula, some 70 miles northwest of Los Angeles. The 70-year-old's condition is unknown. Osbourne is a former judge on America's Got Talent and is married to Black Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne. And today is a day to remember the fallen and those honor those who serve. It's National Wreaths Across America Day. Congress designates a Saturday in December each year for the observance. Arlington National Cemetery, along with more than 3,100 other locations, coordinate wreath-laying ceremonies. In 2007, a nonprofit group, Wreaths Across America, was founded to continue the tradition, which started in 1992. 4 News Now will be right back with one last look at the weather.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Watch me. Watch me jump, dive, and splash. Put me by a pool, I'll be soaked in a flash. A girl in the water to swim like a fish. Just 2 simple legs. That was my wish. I'm a sea turtle, shark, a seal on a slide. This is my day of fun, with nothing to hide. Watch me. Pioneers in orthotic and prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesars Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. You're in for guaranteed Holly Jolly wins of free slot play, gift cards, or up to $1,000 cash. Play the Santa's Workshop kiosk game this December at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Hey, thanks for working through the holidays.
Clara, Dad says you're working over Christmas.
Here you go, Mrs. Person.
Let me pay you.
No, you're not going to pay me.
We are the helping.
Holly, happy holidays, Clara.
Thanks for everything you do, Clara.
We couldn't let you be alone for Christmas.
We purchased a tree.
Oh my gosh,
Our family is all over the place sometimes, but ICCU helps us keep up with them. We use card control to turn on Olive's debit card when she needs to pay for activities.
And turn it off when she's shopping online.
We make sure Forrest is depositing his lawn mowing checks into his college fund. And we definitely make sure to ask Grandma Ivy where all those Zelle transfers come from. Phew, was a lot of keeping up. Ready for a break?
Now it's official. Xfinity has the fastest internet and the fastest mobile service. That's right, Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't-catch-me speeds. Plus, save hundreds on internet for your first 2 years when you add mobile. The fastest internet, the fastest mobile service, and major savings? Can't argue with the facts. Get gig speed internet for $50 a month for 2 full years when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Plus, get $200 back. Switch today.
Well, there it is. I don't know what else to say, Emily. This is not a great trend in the forecast today. The extra coats and everything else used tomorrow to get ready for these bitter temperatures if you got something that you need to do for it.
Hey, you know, I always say there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. So just bundle up.
That is definitely the case here.
America has chosen their favorite food. Grubhub analyzed millions of customer orders and found burritos topped the list for 2022. The dish jumped up 8 spots from 2021. Rounding out the top 5 orders were cheeseburgers, cheese pizza, pad thai, and chicken quesadillas. When it came to dessert, the top orders were tiramisu with more than 44,000 orders and baklava with 35,000 orders, followed by cookies, cheesecake, and brownies. Hey, I'm down for burritos.
I don't normally believe those studies, but I kind of believe that one. Burritos are good.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.